Welcome back to this third video on my lumber cart build. I've gone ahead and glued the arm assemblies together, and I haven't glued them to one another with these rails yet. But what I noticed was I somehow, and I don't know how I did this, but I screwed up the measurement for these arms, and I'm off by 1/4 of an inch on each one of them. So at least they're consistent. I think I got confused with this 1/4 inch runner here. What I did is I ripped a piece of plywood, just a scrap. I'm going to go ahead and glue these pieces to the end of each one of the arms, and everything should be fine then. It aligns really well on the bottom, the sides. It's just this top part is off by 1/4 of an inch. So that I don't screw up the placement of the dowels, I'm using a story stick. I'm just going to transfer these holes to the uprights, and then I'll take them off and drill the holes with a Forstner bit. I'm using pocket holes to secure the bins to the base and hold them in place while the glue dries. I have all the parts cut and I've test fit everything, and I'm ready to assemble it. I am going to add glue. These are going to take a lot of abuse, and I think they're kind of hanging out there, so I feel like just adding a little bit of glue is not a bad idea. And I'm going to work from right to left when I'm gluing and assembling. After cutting all the parts, I'm using a 1/4 inch router bit to create the rebates for the panels. Quick change on my Jessem dowel jig to go from 1/2 inch to 3/8 inch dowels to hold the side panels together. The offcut bin will have a 1/4-inch lid that'll sit flush with the top of the bin. I'm cutting the rebate before changing the angle in the table saw. And it's back to the router table for more panel rebates. Now that all the parts have been cut and fitted, I can get the side panels glued up. I'm using my track saw to cut all the panels for the offcut bin. So now that the fire pit bin is done, the last thing to do is to make a lid for it. I don't want things falling into the fire pit bin and me not seeing they fell in and then just dumping it into the fire pit. To make the lid, I'm using 2 scraps, 1/4-inch and 1/2-inch plywood, and I'm going to just glue these together. And to figure out where to place the 1/2-inch plywood on the bottom of the 1/4-inch top, I just put a scrap into the corner and marked where the corners hit. I did that for the front 2 corners, and then I transferred those lines to the bottom of the top. So I have the corner point here and the corner point here. And I'm just going to line those up with the 1/2-inch plywood corners. Now while this top is drying, I'm going to go ahead and attach a base that will ensure that the fire pit bin stays where it's supposed to be. I cut another scrap that fits into the base of the fire pit bin, and I'm just going to use some double-sided tape on the bottom here. I'll put it in place, and then this should stay where I put it because double-sided tape should be a lot stronger than these little pieces of the masking tape. Once I pull this off, then I can attach the 1/2-inch base to the lumber cart base with some screws. Yes! So this little platform does a good job holding the fire pit bin on the lumber cart, but I'd like it to lean back just a little bit more. And I'm going to go ahead and just glue this on the front, and that'll force the fire pit bin back against this back rail just a little bit better. Well, that'll wrap up this lumber cart build video. I need a break from angles, and I have to do a bunch of cleaning in here now. I think I've used just about every tool I own to build this thing. Don't forget to check out the next video where I get my entire garage cleaned and organized using just this lumber cart. It's going to be amazing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, comment, constructive comments, and I'll see you in the next video.